This experiment looks simple. Here's the big question. After the reaction happens, where does the matter go? Does it really disappear? Before we begin, let's measure the mass carefully. Later, we'll compare the result and discover if anything actually changed. Today, we'll uncover why matter never disappears, even when substances seem to change completely during a chemical reaction. More than 200 years ago, one scientist completely changed the way we understand matter through careful observation and precise measurements. Antoine Lavoisier discovered that matter is never created or destroyed during chemical reactions. It simply changes into different substances. His discovery became the law of conservation of mass, one of the most important scientific principles still used around the world today. When materials are recycled, matter doesn't disappear. It simply changes form and becomes useful again in many different ways. An old plastic bottle can become a brand new product. The material remains the same, but its form and purpose change. Every recycling process proves that matter is conserved. It changes appearance, but the total amount of matter always remains constant. During chemical reactions, atoms never disappear. They simply rearrange themselves to form new substances with different properties and characteristics. Think of atoms like Lego bricks. You can build many different structures without adding or removing a single brick. That's why the total mass stays the same. Atoms are only rearranged. They are never created or destroyed during chemical reactions. Before baking, every ingredient has its own mass. Let's see what happens when they combine to form fresh bread. During baking, the ingredients react and form bread. Although gases are produced, the matter is still present and conserved. The ingredients changed into bread, but the total matter did not disappear. It simply became new substances through chemical reactions. When fuel burns inside an engine, it releases energy to move the vehicle. But the matter doesn't simply disappear. Most of the fuel changes into gases released through the exhaust. The atoms are simply rearranged into different substances. This is another example of the law of conservation of mass. Matter changes form, but its total amount remains constant. Scientists always measure carefully before starting an experiment. Accurate observations help us understand what really happens during chemical reactions. The reaction happened, but the total mass stayed the same. This experiment clearly demonstrates the law of conservation of mass. Now that you've seen the evidence, are you ready to apply the law of conservation of mass to everyday situations? Let's find out. Science explorers, look around carefully. Can you identify examples showing that matter changes form but never disappears? Let's investigate together. Every example tells the same story. Matter changes its appearance or combines differently, but its total amount always remains the same. Excellent observations. Matter may look different after a change, but it is never created or destroyed during these processes. Let's test your understanding. Before each reaction, predict whether the total mass will increase, decrease, or remain exactly the same. Scientists rely on careful measurements instead of guesses. The evidence consistently shows that matter is always conserved during chemical reactions. Outstanding work! You now understand one of chemistry's most important laws and can recognize it in everyday life. Today we discovered that matter is never created or destroyed. It simply changes form through physical and chemical processes. Always remember, atoms rearrange during reactions, but the total mass remains constant in a closed system. That's the law of conservation of mass. Keep observing the world around you. Because every scientific discovery begins with curiosity and careful observation of everyday phenomena. Keep asking, keep exploring, and remember, science starts with you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in our next science adventure.